Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrathmaulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Friday before the Jummah Salat, Friday the 11th of Rajab 1444, corresponding with the English date 3rd of February 2023. Hazrathwala starts off this Majlis by quoting the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ad-deenu an-nasiha. Thereafter, Hazrathwala goes on to say that Mufti Zainul Islam has also spoken a bit, and Allah give us the tawfiq to make amal. Allah give much more benefit as well. Sometimes the talk is short, but the benefits are tremendous. Maulana Ali Mia has written about the life of Hazrat Maulana Abdul Rahim Raipuri, and there are many gems in there. बहुत काम की बातें, lovely and wonderful points that are mentioned there. Here I have to say that it is a point of great joy and delight for me to be present here today, because this is the place and the venue of Akabirin. They were here, they were present here, they lived here. And we need to keep in our minds adab and the adab and etiquettes and respect for them while we are here. Many people have gathered here, and all of this here is a sign of their maqbuliyat of these akabirin that have passed. Such great gatherings of such huge numbers are found very rarely. Now the main thing here that we need to understand is that we need to practice on their ta'limat and on their wazaif. What was their ahwal? What was their kayfiyat? What was their teachings? What were their practices? What were their spiritual states and conditions? Hazrat Maulana Manzoor Nomani and Maulana Ali Mia Sahib used to come here. They used to also come to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib, and it was there and that side that we used to hear about talks of these people, of these great personalities. Now, I always desired to come, and Allah Ta'ala has brought me. I think this is the second or third time that I'm coming here now. So it brings great joy and delight to me to be here. Allah Ta'ala bless me with the fuyuz and the barakat, the blessings of this place. So many people have come. This is a sign of the acceptance of this particular place. Today, there are so many difficulties, so many worries. People are restless. That's the pareshani, the difficulty that we are in. And ilaj, Hazrathwala is saying that we need to we need to practice Shariat par chale. We need to practice on the Shariat. We need to make amal on it. Or chalaye, then we need to make others do the same. And for all of this here, we need good spiritual nurturing and upbringing, tarbiyat. I see so many times that people wear what types of clothes. I can't even understand. And the hadith is saying, Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. Those who imitate a people, most definitely they are from amongst them. Now Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, the magicians that came to challenge him, they came in the uniform and in the clothing that Musa alayhi salatu wasalam had. This was so pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He blessed them with the wealth of Iman. So it is not that we have become old and we have become the seniors and it stops there. No, it needs to continue. I'malu bi ta'atillah. Make amal in the obedience of Allah. Wattaqu ma'asi Allah. Protect yourself from the disobedience of Allah. وَمُرُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ بِإِمْتِثَالِ الْأَوَامِرِ وَإِجْتِنَابِ النَّوَاهِ. And command your children to do the same. Carry out the commandments and stay away from the prohibitions. ذَلِكَ وِقَايَةٌ لَكُمْ وَلَهُمْ مِنَ النَّارِ, because this will be a shield for you and for them against the fire of Jahannam. Now from all of this here, we learn the importance of garments and our clothing. Now the major sins are the major sins. However, even from the minor sins, we should be very cautious and we should stay away from that. You know, sometimes I go to certain places and after going, I regret so much, but it is places where predominantly Muslims are. But I have to regret because things are not in line there or in conformity. Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. Whoever imitates a people, most definitely he will be from them. So this is something very, very great. And normally, we always use it on the negative. It's not quoted on the positive. And if we make tashabbuh of the salihin, then we will be from amongst them. The salihin, the anbiya alayhimu salatu wassalam, we try and imitate their clothing. Then we will be from amongst them. You know, I'm thinking about Hazrathmaulana Ali Mia Sahib. He passed away on a Friday. And he passed away whilst reciting, one of the two. It was either Surah Yasin or Surah Kahf. And somebody said that from a very young age, his mother gave him talqeen to do this. And from that time, he was doing it. More than that, she used to make nigrani. She used to still go and peep at him and see, monitor, is he really doing what I told him or not? So this is what it's all about. So the parents should be just like this. माँ बाप को ऐसा होना चाहिए. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. O people of Iman, save yourselves and your family from the fire of Jahannam. You know, on one occasion, Mahbub, my son, he's not here with us on this trip, but he had some button on or something on his clothes, which Hazrathmaulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab was just didn't like it. And people were sitting there. Then too, he did not even think twice. Despite being a son-in-law, what did he say? That the child will eat our food and will dress according to you. Which was actually even unintentional and absolutely minor, which we would say, but he could not tolerate that and he wanted the clothing to be absolutely correct. Allahu Akbar. So, the magicians that came to challenge Musa alayhi salatu wassalam came in his garments. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ne unko iman se nawaza. So if we adopt character, then when we have this character, then others will also start adopting this type of character. Hazrathmaulana Ghulam Ali Sahib speaks about character and the different salient characteristics of our character. Features, salient features from our akhlaq. He speaks about ithar, giving preference to others, and ghamkhari, sharing the pain of others, consoling people, hamdardi, etc. He says that these are fundamental when it comes to the topic or the department of akhlaq. And what about Hazrat Nizamuddin Awliya? What did he say? He says that qiyamat ke bazaar mein hamdardi aur ghamkhari se barkar kisi cheez ki qimat nahi. That in the marketplace on the day of qiyamah, when people will be so terrified, at that point in time, there will be nothing greater in value in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than that particular quality which is in the bosoms of people, where they share the fikr and the pain of the next person, hamdardi and ghamkhari. You know, our Hazrathmaulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, he used to say, ajsam mutabarrak nahi, balke talimat mutabarrak. He would go to say that the bodies of these pious people are not mutabarrak. It is their ta'limat and their teachings. And it was for things like this and such articles and topics that he would discuss of this type of nature that the ulama, rather the entire ummah, then labeled him with this great title of Muslihul Ummat, the reformer of the nation and the ummah. So, when we say qadar, to appreciate the akabirin, to appreciate the akabirin is this, that we make amal on their ta'limat. Hazrathmaulana Ali Mia, he had ta'alluq with Hazrathmaulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab. People asked him that, listen, you went there, wahan kya dekha? What you found on that side? He says, farmaya, Shaykhu khud nahi dekha, sab khadim hi khadim. He says, I did not find this shaykhness there when I went to Allahabad, to Hazrathmaulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab. Not in him, neither in his son-in-laws, not in any one of them. All of them presented themselves as humble servants. Now who are we talking about? This personality of the Ummah who was Nabz Shanas. He had his finger on the pulse of the Ummah. So we need to look at the akhlaq of the Akabir, our pious predecessors, and their ma'amulat. What were their practices? Hazrathmaulana Abdul Qadir Sahab, we are here at his place, here in Raipur. He used to close the door. Then what he used to accomplish thereafter, it was between him and Allah. How much of tilawat he used to make, we can't even understand. Hazrathmaulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to go out for a stroll and for a walk twice. And then he would also go on to clarify that मैं tilawat के लिए जा रहा हूँ, tilawat करने जा रहा हूँ. I'm going there not to go and take a stroll and a walk and to do this and that or the other, but it is expressly so that I can have peace, and I can make recitation of the Quran Majid. So we need to look at their akhlaq, their conduct, their character, and the wazaif, their practices. And we need to keep that alive. And we need to see how did our Akabir live their lives. Now Hazrat Shaykh al-Hadith has written a kitab by the name of Akabir Ki Ramadan, the Ramadan of the pious. And it is ibratnak. What a fantastic kitab, that so much to take lesson from it. And Sawanih parne se zarur asar hota hai. By reading the life and the biography of our Akabirin, most definitely it comes with great effects. It touches the heart. And I read and I find the same thing, and those who are reading also are telling me the same thing. In this regard, I had written the Aqwal Salaf in 11 volumes. I also wrote about Hazrat Shah Abdul Qadir. So badan mutabarrak nahi hota hai. Their bodies are not something or a source of barakat. Rather, it is their teachings. And it is by practicing on their teachings that we keep their legacy alive. Now what to do and what to say while they are alive, these Akabirin, and we do not make amal on their ta'limat, then already while they are alive, we have already erased their names. What to do? That's it. Shunidam ke mardane rahe khuda, dile dushmanan nakardan de tang. I heard about the great men in this path to Allah. They never even hurt or restrict or inconvenience the heart of their enemies. Turakay muyassar I maqa. How will you reach this great high station? Ke ba dostanat khilafast wa jang. When you are at war with your own colleagues and your own friends. Allahu Akbar. Don't ever inconvenience anyone in any way. Kisi ko zarar nahi pahunchana. Ala inna lillahi fi ardihi awani. ألا وهي القلوب وأحب الأواني إلى الله تعالى أصفاها وأصلبها وأرقها. Now this was the special style of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his khas andaz, that he would explain examples in this manner. Behold, most definitely for Allah in his land there are utensils. And what are those utensils? Ala wahiya al-qulub. They are the hearts of man. Wa ahabbul awani. And the most beloved of these utensils, these hearts of people, are asfaha, the purest of them. Wa aslabuha, the most firm of them. Wa arakkuha, the most soft and kind. Asfaha, yani min al-dhunub. Pure from all type of sins. Firm in all matters of deen. And compassionate and soft towards fellow people. Asfaha min al-dhunub wa aslabuha fi ad-din wa araqquha ala al-ikhwan. You know, I go to the Gujaratis, I travel there much, and I see they have these cabinets, and in it they have these utensils. There's bartan, there's awani. And then I tell them that this is exactly what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gives us the example, and how they shine it and how they keep it in those cupboards, that anybody comes into the lounge there or into the dining area. When you enter these people's homes, they have that cabinet, a showcase. And this is what it is. And when you go to the hotels also, the fame and the popularity of the hotels actually is based on those places there regarding their utensils. Sure, when you go there, everything is so spick and span. The plates and the cups and the saucers, the utensils, the crockery, the cutlery, it's all so clean. It is then, so we all attach importance to cleanliness. So this is not a container or a burden of anyone else. It is Allah's. Ala inna lillahi fi ardihi awani. So this heart must always be clean and pure, pak, sutra. This qalb and this heart is the place where the tajalli and the nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descends. It is the tajalli gah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Listen to this. Har a'za ki guna to maaf ho raha hai. The what you call it, the sins of the different limbs of the body, they become maaf. However, qalb ki guna maaf nahi hoti hai. The guna of the heart, that's never forgiven. And that is shirk. So look at the importance attached to the purity and the cleanliness of this heart. One hadith, पूरे दफ्तर है. It is a register, rather an entire encyclopedia on its own. Adabul muasharat maqsad hayat. From amongst our goals here in this life, in this world, is our different etiquettes, in our social etiquettes, how we meet with people, etc. So this was the objective of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that we follow all his ta'limats. And la yu'minu ahadukum hatta yakuna hawahu tab'an lima ji'tu bihi, or kama qala alayhi salatu wasalam. None of you can be a true believer until or unless that his desires are in conformity with what I have brought. Now that's not only for us, rather for our children as well. Not only for our children, even for outsiders and ghair, non-Muslims also. Together with this here, what all of that, make dua, so that we can become strong in deen, that we remain strong and our deen remains strong. Make dua that these talks or this little nasihat that has been said is beneficial for all of us. Allah makes it beneficial. You know, we're speaking about ghair and others also being affected by this. On one occasion, it was myself and Hazrathmaulana Siddiq Saheb. Both of us came there. He spoke and then I spoke. The next morning, what was the talk everywhere? Even amongst ghair. Now you understand, we're speaking about those that were non-Muslims. Ghair What did they say? These are such type of talks. These are such type of talks that these two Maulvis have given. That's what they said. Ye do Maulvi, these two Maulvis had given, that we need to bring it amongst our people and in our houses. So Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of adopting this deen and this akhlaq, so that others can be affected and they can also start making amal on it and start coming closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.